There is a type of character that teaches you more about life than any invincible hero. The loser who had everything to win. I'm not talking about the weak. I'm talking about the strong, the arrogant, the one who destroys himself. Why is Vegeta's fall in the Cell Saga legendary, while other failures are just pathetic? The answer lies in the anatomy of ego. To understand how not to write your life as a tragedy, we need to dissect the exact moment the Prince of Saiyans chose to lose. Let's rewind to one of the most frustrating moments in anime history. Vegeta has semi-perfect Cell on his knees. He is faster, stronger, and completely dominant. The threat to Earth could end right there, in seconds. But it doesn't. Instead, Vegeta literally pauses the fight, allows Cell to absorb Android 18, and actively fights his own son to make sure the villain gets stronger. Why? This is the first ingredient in writing a loser. A true loser isn't someone who lacks capability, it's someone who lacks character. If Yamcha loses a fight, it's just physics. He was weaker. But when Vegeta loses in the Cell Saga, it's a tragedy. He had every tool necessary to win, but he snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. This is what the Greeks called hubris. Excessive pride that blinds you to reality and invites nemesis, or ruin. Vegeta in this arc is the perfect case study of a man drunk on his own hype. He calls himself Super Vegeta. He points his thumb at his chest. He treats the battle not as a mission to save the world, but as a stage play to validate his own existence. And this is where the loser mentality begins. It starts when you stop respecting the game and start demanding that the game respects you. Think about your own life. How many times have you seen someone or yourself ruin a perfect opportunity because of ego? The guy who refuses to ask for directions and misses the interview. The trader who refuses to cut his losses because he knows the market will turn. The employee who argues with the boss just to prove he's right and gets fired. That is the Vegeta mindset. It's the belief that you are too special to follow the rules of cause and effect. In this arc, Vegeta's superpower isn't the final flash. It's his supernatural ability to turn a guaranteed win into a global disaster in less than 5 minutes. He is Icarus flying into the sun, not because he doesn't know how to fly, but because he thinks he is the sun. He believes his narrative, I am the prince, I am the strongest, overrides reality. But reality, just like Perfect Cell, doesn't care about your narrative. It only cares about results. So, if you want to write a character or a life that is destined for failure, here is step 1. Believe that you are the main character of the universe. Believe that consequences don't apply to you. And most importantly, value your pride more than your victory. But why do we do this? Why is the ego so desperate to sabotage us? The answer is uncomfortable, and it reveals the fake confidence that most men hide behind. Why does Vegeta need Cell to be perfect? Why isn't beating semi-perfect Cell enough? Because deep down, Vegeta doesn't want to win a fight. He wants to silence a voice. Ryan Holiday wrote a brilliant book called Ego is the Enemy, and if Vegeta could read, he would hate it. Holiday argues that ego is the anesthesia that deadens the pain of stupidity. For Vegeta, the pain is his deep-seated insecurity. He spent his entire life being told he was elite, yet he spent years chasing a low-class warrior. This cognitive dissonance created a crack in his psyche. To fill that crack, he poured in arrogance. Vegeta needs Cell to be at full power because beating a weak enemy doesn't validate him. He needs a challenge so massive that overcoming it proves, once and for all, that he is superior to Goku. This is the paradox of the loser. He is so obsessed with looking like a winner that he forgets to actually win. True winners, like future Trunks in this arc, are pragmatic. Trunks tries to kill Cell immediately. He doesn't care about glory, he cares about survival. He has mission focus. Vegeta has ego focus. And in the real world, ego focus is a death sentence. It's the entrepreneur who spends all his money on a fancy office before he has a product, because he wants to feel like a CEO. It's the guy who lifts too heavy at the gym with terrible form because he wants to look strong until he blows out a disc. Confidence is quiet. Insecurity is loud. Vegeta spends the entire Cell Saga screaming about his perfection because, deep down, he is terrified that he is obsolete. He is projecting a hologram of strength to hide a core of fragility. And the tragedy is, this fragility makes him easy to manipulate. Cell plays Vegeta like a fiddle. He knows exactly which buttons to push. Oh, surely the great prince isn't afraid of my perfect form. And Vegeta dances to the tune. When your self-worth is tied to external validation, you are a slave to anyone who knows how to withhold it. You become a puppet. A loser is someone who hands the remote control of their emotions to their enemy. Vegeta thought he was the master of the situation, but he was just a pawn in Cell's game. He traded the safety of the planet for a hit of dopamine. And this leads us to the most painful part of the loser's journey. The moment the delusion shatters. The moment when the main character realizes he's just a side character in someone else's story. And for Vegeta, that realization came with a broken spine. There is a philosophical concept called solipsism, the idea that only your own mind is sure to exist. In the Cell Saga, Vegeta is a solipsist. He lives in a movie where he is the director, the writer, and the star. Everyone else, Trunks, Krillin, Cell, are just props to facilitate his glory. Look at the contrast. Trunks sees himself as a soldier in a war for survival. He understands the stakes. He understands that if he fails, everyone dies. Vegeta sees himself as a god descending to accept worship. When Trunks tries to stop Cell, Vegeta attacks him. Think about that. He attacks his own son, his own blood, to protect the monster that wants to kill them all. This is the peak of main character syndrome. It's the delusion that your personal narrative is more important than objective reality. But reality has a nasty habit of punching you in the face. And for Vegeta, that punch came in the form of perfect Cell. The beatdown Vegeta receives isn't just physical, it's philosophical. When Cell dusts off Vegeta's final flash and then breaks his back with zero effort, he isn't just breaking bones. He is breaking the illusion. He is showing Vegeta that the universe does not revolve around his pride. This is the loser's ultimate fate. You can ignore reality for a while. You can fake it. You can bully people. But eventually, you will meet a perfect Cell. You will meet a market crash, a breakup, or a failure that you cannot scream away. And because you built your house on the sand of arrogance, it will collapse. If you are enjoying this deep dive into the psychology of Dragon Ball and want to make sure you're building your life on solid ground, smash that like button. It helps the algorithm find other people who need to hear this truth. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We don't just talk about anime here. We talk about how to stop being a spectator in your own life. Back to the tragedy. The worst part isn't that Vegeta lost. It's that his loss cost everyone else. Because of his ego, Goku had to die. Because of his ego, Gohan was forced to fight. A loser is a liability. When you refuse to check your ego, you become a danger to the people around you. You become the weak link. But here is the twist. Being a loser isn't a permanent state. It's a mindset. And even Vegeta, the prince of self-sabotage, eventually found a way out. But he had to do the one thing he hated more than anything else. He had to admit he was wrong. The redemption of Vegeta doesn't happen when he gets stronger. It happens when he gets humble. At the climax of the Cell games, after causing nothing but problems, Vegeta finally does something different. He sees Gohan struggling against the Kamehameha. He sees the consequences of his own arrogance. And for the first time, he acts without thinking of himself. He fires a blast at Cell, not to kill him, not to take the glory, but to distract him. It was a small move, a support move, a side character move. But that single act of humility allowed Gohan to win. This is the pivot. This is how you stop writing yourself as a loser. You embrace Stoicism. You accept reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. In that moment, Vegeta accepted that he wasn't the strongest. He accepted that he had messed up. And by accepting his role, he actually contributed to the victory. We are all writing our own scripts every day. You are the protagonist, yes, but you are not the center of the universe. The loser script is written in ink of pride, denial, and blame. The winner script is written in responsibility. Are you the Vegeta who lets Cell absorb 18 because you need to feel superior? Or are you the Vegeta who swallows his pride to help Gohan save the world? The difference isn't power level, it's maturity. Being a loser isn't about falling down. It's about refusing to see the hole you're standing in. Vegeta took a cosmic beating to learn this lesson. You don't have to. You can learn it right now. The pen is in your hand. Don't write a tragedy, write a redemption.